Hello, manifestors. I'm glad to be back. If you are new here, my name is Sylviane. I help you understand the law of assumption, spiritual law, and I can coach you if you need my help. Just check the link down below to my website. So today I wanted to discuss the fact that too many of you are dragging on forever, for too long. Even though I do not like to speak in terms of time, when is my manifestation coming already, many of you are still dragging on this thing way too long. It's too much. It's months and too much, sometimes years. So I want to remind you, by the way, that this past Tuesday, I made a podcast about the difference between dwelling in the desiring state and dwelling in the having state. Those are two states very, very different. The difference is one means you don't have your desire, the other one means you do, right? So a state, it's a state of being. It's a state of mind. It's what's going on in your mind and heart, so to speak, right? So when you keep on dwelling in a desiring state, you are telling your subconscious mind, you are telling everything, right? That you do not have your desire. You don't have it. This is why you are in that state. I'm desiring it. I don't have it. The state of having doesn't come just by having in the 3D. You can embody the state of having something while you don't have it yet in the 3D. It's just a state of mind, a feeling of knowing that this thing is yours. And I don't even care if you are talking in the present or the future tense. It doesn't really matter. It's a knowing that this thing is yours. But I see many of you making this huge mistake of dwelling in the state of, I really want this thing. I really want it, but I do not have it. Therefore, you are in the state of the desiring state, not the having state. One thing you need to remember about this law is that you can never escape it. It was there way before you knew about it. You are under the law of assumption, the same as you are under the sun, under the air that you breathe, under gravity law. The law of assumption is spiritual law that we all live under and through, right? You can't escape it. And the law of assumption says whatever you are, whatever you believe in your mind that you are, is what you are going to manifest. And the only thing, therefore, that you have to change is what you believe that you are. Once you change who you believe that you are, this is going to make a huge shift in your physical experience, because things are going to happen according to your new belief, your new state of mind, your new consciousness, your new awareness. Things are going to happen based on those new beliefs that you now have. But the thing is, I see many of you, number one, you hear that phrase, and I've mentioned that in one of my recent podcasts, if I'm correct. You are using that phrase, that statement. Here's another catchphrase. I am God of my reality, but you don't really believe it. I mean, some of you don't believe it at all. You are just saying, I am God of my reality. Like, you're just saying it, but you don't believe it. You just repeat it, even. You don't truly believe it. Because if you truly believe that you are the boss, right? You are the God of your reality. Then That alone should shift quite a bit of things for yourself in your world, right? How can you say, I am God of my reality, and then still talk to me from being a victim? How in the world God can be a victim if you truly think about being God as being powerful? How can you be both God of your reality and a victim, right? You speak from a victim point of view. You speak to me as someone who is still experiencing life as life happens to me, not from me, but to me. And this alone will get you stuck for a long, long time, maybe forever, as long as you are alive in this body. You know what? Just yesterday, a client of mine sent me a very interesting success story. And I asked him if I could talk about it. And I'm going to mention it briefly. This person had serious psychiatric issues. Okay, we're not talking about little things here. Serious psychiatric issues. And he sent me yesterday in a text message what his doctor told him. So pretty much what the doctor said is that he's no longer suffering from the psychiatric issues that he was suffering from. Why? Because this young guy has truly, truly dug down into this law and practiced what he learned. And today, not just that, he's got rid of many, many, many issues that he had. He has improved the way he speaks, the way he feels, his confidence, everything about himself. And even his psychiatric issues are gone. So this is what it means to know that you are God. It means that no matter what you want to manifest, and by the way, thank goodness that not everyone just wants to manifest a specific person. There are some things more important, so to speak, right? Such as having some serious psychiatric issues, right? And be able to get rid of them, right? So whatever your desire is, basically the one thing that you have to ask yourself, honestly, as you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, who am I? Who is the person who is waking up? Is this a person who is confident in knowing that she or he is God of his or her reality and can be whoever he or she wants to be? If the answer is no, I just feel like I'm a human being, completely powerless, then you have to work on that, right? You have to convince yourself. So I don't care what you do for that. You could use affirmations, you could use imaginal act, you could use a little bit of all of it, everything you can. But you have to convince your mind, basically. And the best way to convince your mind is to change the mind, right? Change the recording in there. So the best way to see where you are at right now is to watch your inner conversations. If in your inner conversations you hear things like, I can do this, I can do that, I wonder if I can do this, I wonder if I can do that, I don't think I'll be able to get this specific person ever, I don't think they want me. I mean, you know what I mean. If you have negative inner conversations, you need to change that. So use whatever, if you're more of an audio person, if you are more of a visual person, use whatever works for you, but help yourself to change what you believe about yourself. And in order to change who you are from within, this is going to require repetition. Yes, At first, you are going to have to repeat whatever process you want to use. You are, unless you can convince yourself just like that, convince yourself like now, like that, now. But most people can't do that, right? So if you can't do that, do whatever it takes to convince yourself that you are the person that you want to be, that you are powerful, that you are God having a physical experience. Tell to yourself every day, I am a master manifestor. I manifest whatever I want. Tell yourself that every day. Let it become your new thoughts, your new beliefs. And when it comes to a specific desire, whether it's a specific person or a specific job or a specific amount of money or a specific house, whatever it is that you want, you need to remind yourself every day, are you this person? Am I embodying the feeling? Again, I don't care what technique you are using for that or no technique, but you need to ask yourself the question every day, am I embodying the feeling, the belief that I am the person who is already that person that I want to be? Can you see yourself being that? Can you hear yourself being that? Can you hear yourself talking to a friend, maybe telling them that you are this person? That you need to do it over and over until you really feel that shift in you. You really feel that you have become this person. And you need to be a little bit more confident. I see many of you being a little timid, not confident at all in your power. You need to be confident. You need to be the boss. Remember, you need to tell the law what you want, right? And the law will give it to you, but you need to tell the law what the freak you want, who you want to be, how do you want to be seen, and you need to be that person. And you should not have to wait for someone to give you permission, because that's what I see a lot as well. A lot of you are like asking for permission. Sometimes you ask me for permission, if you can do this or that or the other. You can be and have anything you want. You don't need anyone's permission but your own. You need your own permission. Give yourself permission because you're God, and go for it. But one thing that will not change you, it's if you just read and watch videos like that, even if you read all Neville, but you do not do anything about it. There is a point where you are going to have to do something to change the way you believe that you are, to change your mindset. There's going to be something at some point that you are going to have to do. Otherwise, you are going to stay the same. And another thing that I would like you to get rid of, like now, it's excuses. Bringing the excuses of your 3D reality and how bad it is right now, and how far, far, far away your SP is, and how far, far, far away you are from being wealthy. I don't care what your 3D is like. Nobody cares, because it doesn't matter. Circumstances don't matter. Here, another catchphrase, but really listen to it. Don't just say it as a catchphrase that means nothing really at the end of the day. Circumstances don't matter. So no matter what your circumstances are right now, they don't matter. And there is a good reason why we say that. They don't matter because they were also manifested, and manifested by you. And you manifested them prior, right? It's something that was in your mind, in your belief, in your assumptions. Therefore, they manifested in your life. And here they are now. Many of those things were manifested completely unconsciously. I know, been there, done that, right? Completely unconsciously or semi-consciously. and boom, before you know it, they're there. But they don't matter because circumstances change all the time. And I've mentioned that in my last video that I'm going to put up here. They change all the time, all the time. With your mindset, your circumstances change all the time anyway. So the moment you embody that new you change your thoughts, you change your beliefs, you change your assumptions, you change the movies, the stories that are running in your mind. Your circumstances, the ones that are alive and well now, will die off and give room to the new ones. I hope this is clear, guys. And one more very important thing that I must mention in this video, and that could be the one thing right now that is preventing you from reaching that goal, from manifesting your desire. It's wavering. You are wavering way too much. Meaning, one day you feel okay. One day you're pretty much on point. You control your inner conversations, your feelings. You are in the state of being the person you want to be. And the next, you are completely opposite that. The next day, you're crying, you're depressed, you feel like you'll never get it. If you do this back and forth, or even you feel good for a whole week, maybe, but then for another week or two, you feel very bad again. This, unfortunately, my friends, will delay your manifestation because you keep on going back and forth, and assumptions trump everything. So if you go back and forth, most likely your assumption is stronger when it comes to the I don't have, I'm my old victim self. You probably have stronger assumptions in that state still. So every time you go back, the stronger assumption gets to win, right? And the new assumption that you are building up, you kill it very quickly because the one that is stronger is so overwhelming. So there you go. You have to do it again. You know, you have to do it again. You have to do it again. So for me, I think it's much easier to do your very best, not to waver anymore so much until you don't waver at all. So you give a chance to that new assumption to take roots, right? And to become your main assumption or assumptions. So you can finally be in that state of being the person who has the money, being the person who is in a relationship, being the person who is healthy, because you would have completely killed once and for all the old assumption by not wavering anymore. So that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please again give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. This helps my channel and my videos to be seen by more people. And comment. I love to read your comment, even answer your questions if you have questions. And again, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.